I could open attack here. But GG. That's the glory of this deck, and this is what I want to show. Yeah, easy Draven. For you guys with little time, there is a too long didn't watch version of the deck tag I'm having right now. At the end of the deck tag, there will also be a timestamp in the video description. Greetings, freaks and folks, this is Vlad the Lad, and if you are into Legends of Runeterra content, you should definitely consider subscribing to that channel, as I cover a lot of the diverse content at that. Today we're gonna go into another deck list. I like to share my deck lists, and this background is actually quite fitting today, as we are playing a list that's was around for quite some time. Like right when the expansion hit it, it was quite popular, and then it got forgotten again. And I wanted to bring it back a bit and show my own version of it, as we go for Sand Sharks. So the star of this whole thing is the Shark Chariot, which is an ephemeral unit for 2 mana, a 3/1 at that, which says last breath the next time an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. So this means every time we attack with an ephemeral unit, we will have this dude again on our attack. Now what's very nice about this archetype and why we build this is all the sand soldiers that we can create and that we can attack with are ephemeral and will then get us another Shark Chariot into the game. And that's the main idea of it. Swarm him with sharks and with almost permanently white board, as we also have, for example, the Bloody Caretaker, which also gets us 2 saplings, which are ephemeral, and then again we will activate another Shark Chariot if we played him beforehand. And we can also remove something with it, as their saplings have Challenger, so we can remove something. Then we have the Soul Shepherd, which is a classic ephemeral edition, or for ephemeral archetypes, which pumps up everything by +1/+1, so every board wipe, like Withering Wave for example, or something like that, will be denied as we have her on a board. So every time another ephemeral, like the Sand, or not the EVs, like the Sand Soldier, will get +1/+1 and end up at 2/2, or our Shark Chariot will be a 4/2, so it's harder for the enemy to remove him. As we also have some card draw here with the Glimpse Beyond, and the Stalking Shadows. Now Stalking Shadows is, I think, one of the most crucial additions in this deck, as we have an easier time finding our Shark Chariot. We can even predict beforehand with the Ancient Preparations. This is also a very neat combo that I like to pull off sometimes, where we predict first, then we maybe find a Shark Chariot, then we can put it on top of our deck, then we know that there is a Shark Chariot, and then we can Stalking Shadows and find it. Definitely, because we look at the top 4 cards, we see the Shark Chariot and we draw it out of the Stalking Shadows. Now what's very nice about this is that you get another copy of it in your hand and it gets ephemeral, but we don't care because the Shark Chariot obviously already is ephemeral, so it has no downside at that. We just end up with 2 Shark Chariots in hand, so we can swarm the board even more with sharks every time we attack. As a reliable ephemeral attack, we have the Emperor's Dice, I think it's pronounced, and also the Azir, which will, every time we attack with any unit, will summon a Sand Soldier, which will be, like I said, activating a Shark Chariot. Now we also have something to deny the enemy's big board wipes or something like that with Eradication, which is almost an auto-include in almost every Shurima deck to me. And then we also have only a 2 4-drops, which is the Sandcrafter here, which will also, upon an attack, but only if he is attacking, not if anything is attacking, like with Azir, you need to attack with a Sandcrafter, which will then have another Sand Soldier. But the main idea for her is actually to have also a sort of blocker, because this is what this ephemeral archetypes ever lacked of, like having proper blockers. And as we have Azir with a 1/5 body, we have a solid blocker. With Sandcrafter, we have even a fearsome blocker with 5 HP, and also the Inspiring Marshal as a 4/6 body is a very solid blocker. So this is our 5-drop of choice, which will also boost every summoned ally, which would be the Sand Soldiers, the Shark Chariot, everything we summon. It gets +2 attack and will be even a bigger threat. So this is also a very crucial unit in the deck, as also the Neverglade Collector. And I really like this edition over others. Like, I also ran more Inspiring Marshals and Sandcrafters to be more consistent with them. But it turned out Neverglade Collector can sometimes, if we get stuck in a moment where the enemy develops a very wide board and very thick units, and we can't manage to get through anymore, because we are obviously a very fast deck with all our early drops and with our low curve, we can then put the Neverglade Collector on the board, and for every ephemeral unit that dies, or every unit in general, we will drain one from the enemy nexus and can maybe burn him off. This happened to me often in a lot of matchups. Then we have a Withering Whale against very aggressive decks. If we face Spider Aggro or something, this is also a very good addition. And yeah, at least a bit of sustainability in this deck. Also, the Vengeance and the Ruination are two of these additions. I think they are too strong to not run them, at least as a one-off, as an emergency tool, and a big power play to remove perhaps the very big board, like I mentioned before, that we potentially face, as we don't have the means to be very thick and yeah, have an value board over time and create that. We also run 2 of HECARIM, not a 3 of, for consistency, not consistency, just for the sake of synergy. Actually, we want to have more slots in the deck. I would also be very happy to run a 3 of Emperor's Dice. But unfortunately, I have a lot of tools that I want to run in this deck, and I don't have enough space, so I have to cut something out, and HECARIM is one of them, as he can be a bit too slow sometimes. But if we manage to draw into him, he is obviously a powerhouse, as he will give every ephemeral unit upon level up +3 attack, and level him up is extremely easily in this list, as we have a ton of ephemeral units, like I said, the Sun Soldiers from the Dune Keeper, from the Emperor's Dice, from Azir, from the Blighted Caretaker. He even gets us 2 ephemeral copies, and also the Shark Chariots we obviously want to run a lot. And yeah, if the HECARIM gets removed, which also happens a lot, we have a Rekindler to bring him back directly the round after. So I like to curve into HECARIM in round 6 and then into round 7 if he gets removed, what happens, like I said, a lot of the times, because he is mostly the biggest threat in this whole list. And if all of this doesn't do the job, we have one of Herring, which will then bring back the 6 strongest allies we had died this, or who died this round, which will probably also be HECARIM. So he will then pump up our whole board with the +3 attack, including himself, and he has Overwhelm, so he will be a 9 attack Overwhelm unit alone, which is always, yeah, a sick thing to have. A Herring with a leveled HECARIM is nothing you want to face. And that's the whole deck list right there. I'm 8 minutes in, so not as fast as yesterday or 2 days before, but not too long either. And as always, we will dive into the Too Long Didn't Watch for the guys with little time. So welcome to my Too Long Didn't Watch. This deck is completely built around our Shark Chariot, which is an ephemeral unit and will come back every time we attack with an ephemeral unit. So we want to have Sand Soldiers and maybe the Saplings, for example, as ephemeral units, and also always attack on and get our Shark Chariot the biggest value of that. We have the card draw like Stalking Shadows and Glimpse Beyond to find them, as we also have powerhouses which pump up the attack, like the Inspiring Marshal, and we have the HECARIM as a power bomb at the end to pump up all the ephemeral units and then overwhelm the enemy, with also some late game power bomb plays here, and that's the whole deck idea. And as always, we will jump into the games right away. Like you see, I climbed a bit, so in case I'm losing, that's probably because I'm facing a lot of people who actually want to climb. And this is not a tier 1 meta deck. It is quite strong, but we will see how we do. Takes quite some time to find some enemy here, as we face Thresh Nasus, a matchup we're not too happy to see. As we find the Shark Chariot, this is extremely nice. Definitely want to keep a Rite of Negation for their atrocity. The Vengeance is a bit too early though. It's debatable. I think I will keep it. Because I only have a 1-off in hand, so I will keep the entire hand. Obviously, Shark Chariot is our main game plan, so we keep that. We also have card draw to find something different. Probably a blocker we need. Perhaps if he has the Cursed Keeper into Rhythmless Butcher, this would hurt a lot. Okay, it's only a Fading Icon. Let's hope they have no Butcher. Okay. 4 damage is what we can take. This is sort of an investment here, as he will come back anyway if we attack with a terminal unit. Okay, we find that. Let's see if we find something better. This is perfect. Even a Soul Shepherd is awesome. But I want a Dune Keeper for now. Have more blockers. As we... this. Have a blocker for next attack. Summon us a Shark Chariot. Have almost the same attack like he had last round. What is important, if he blocks like this, he will not slay my Ethereal unit and he won't get the proc. This is important to know. Probably he doesn't know it, or he only wanted to prevent the damage there, I don't know. As we see a Vile Feast here. Nothing we can do about it. But this maybe forces him into an open attack next round, which is what I would be happy to see. Okay, not anymore. Already eating a lot of damage. Could even have a Blighted Caretaker here. Yep.
Everyone's a garden.
And this is why I have to do this.
The Emperor commands.
The land obeys. Block at least 2 damage. As we will receive a shit ton of damage. Down to 6, because we will sacrifice something at the draw a bit.
Our sun rises.
As we find AZIR. Now what's a big problem here is that I can't attack with the Sandcrafter next round. Because I would only trade into the Bakai Reaper. That's normally not what I want to do. I could play the Inspiring Marshal here. This is tough. I think we're already in trouble here. And he probably will have a Thresh coming down now. But I have to develop
These dunes are the lifeblood of Shurima.
a unit that's actually able to block into fearsomes. Yeah, I was afraid of that to happen. If I attack now, he can challenge this and push for... I think I have a Vengeance. Like, if you open his attacks, it's not too big of a problem. And like this I remove the Bakai Reaper. I think it's worth it. As we also get... Okay. We even get some... Oh, decent traits. I'm quite happy about that. But I think he wants to... Yeah, he wants to level up Thresh right away. But if he does so, he needs to remove... Like, he can't remove that, he only has 2 mana. So no big spear. Okay. That's more like it. Unfortunately, for that case, we have an out. So we are still in the game. As he levels. Turn a wish we shall spend together. If he doesn't open attack, we are in a good spot. Because we can remove him. If he does open attack, we can kill the Nasus right away. Yep. Like a worm on the hook. Hello, buddy. Bye, buddy. Yep. This was quite obvious that it would happen. Draws cards. But we still live. And this Thresh is also very important. This Thresh can't pull out another Nasus, so... We are not safe, but... It could be worse. We could still find a comeback here. Okay, maybe not. Like a Withering Way top deck would be the nuts here. Never lucky. I could Sandcrafter and Azir here. But I really want to find my... Like, this would give us 2 blockers. I want to do this first.
The world in a grain of sand.
So we will see what comes down here. Yeah, I got no choice but to look out for a Withering Whale. Please. Never lucky. But maybe we top deck one. Nope. Any last words? My last words are bye. But we had the means to come back. Like Withering Whale would have turned the tables, and then we had the Harrowing to actually get a big ass attack on him. And with the Azir together, this would be devastating. Yeah, let's try in round 2. Ooh. Remember in the deck tag when I mentioned those big boards where we get stuck? This is one of those matchups. Ooh. Yeah, I want to keep this hand, but the question is already what do I want to play first? I get 4 damage in, which is pretty neat. Or predicting Sand Sharks. Normally we want to mulligan aggressively for Sand Sharks, but this hand is too good to give up. So yeah, I think I want to do this. 4 damage is too valuable. As they normally don't have a turn 1 play. It's a very late game heavy deck. And we can still predict now the ancient preparations. Sand Shark? Nope, never lucky. It's our Ruination. And I really, really would like to have that in hand, but man, stuck in shadows. Yeah, fuck it. I want it. I want my Ruination. It's a really weird attack. I'm thinking here in round 2 with 1 spell mana. Okay. Yeah, we don't have a really good attack. I don't want to give him the gem. But then again, do we care? Not too much. I need to get some attacks in and also pump up or work for the level up from HECARIM. So we will do this. Probably see a sharp side here. Nope. So we get to remove 1 goat. As we have a blocker for the other goat. That's a neat draw. I really, really need my sharks now. The journey ahead is long. It's really working for that level up here. I want to do this and draw. Find my answers here. Or rather my sharks. There we go. That's more like it. Ooh, that's the nuts draw. This is, if he doesn't remove that, or if he stuns it, this would be perfect. Because now we can play this, then Blighted Caretaker. We kill the Shark Chariot, but he will come back on the attack. So we effectively don't have to sacrifice a unit with a Blighted Caretaker, and this is the nuts. The garden. And we even level 0. And this is how you level turn 5 Azir. Question is... Yeah, sharp side will kill him. I could even do this. Attack with AZIR. Because he has 4 attack. And he's not extremely important. Like, if he dies here for some reason, it's okay. I'm not too mad at that. Yeah, this looks good. Look at this. If we have AZIR pumping up and Soul Shepherd pumping up, they grow super strong. We have a very neat attack here. He will preserve the majority of his board, but that's not really what we care about. Like, we have a Ruination out for that.
No closer.
Okay. Dropping down to 5. He probably will open attack with this dude and level him, because he's 2 away from... Or he levels him before attack. This could also be an possibility. I'm pretty sure he has a Bastion, and that's the main problem, because he has 4 mana left, otherwise I would remove him. But like this, I will just pass for now. If he passes back, I'm very happy with that. But he got to attack here. So I'm a safe spot to play reactively. Okay, play Cascade. Yeah, that's a better attack.
I am the protector of the mountain.
We cannot block here.
Give them a chance.
Dropping down in HP. Prevent a little bit of damage. And then we go for this. Unfortunately, this was telegraphing a single combat. But I have to go for it. If I do this, I go very wide. And the nuts for me, with him to playing his, what's it called? Judgment. Because we have 2 answers for Judgment actually, so I will go for it. It's a very risky play. But I believe in the heart of the cards here. And these 2 will definitely die if they block. And they have to block if they want to live.
The mountain endures.
Yep. Still dead, buddy.
No further.
He's debating whether to use the Judgment. He knows I have Vengeance mana open. If he does, it's GG. The safer way for him would to go with single combat. But this would mean the Screeching Dragon will die here. Or he's single combat with a Moan Goat, it's also possible. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Talk's clicking. That's a neat play. I think I want to Rite of Negation this. Question is what I'm sacrificing. I guess a mana gem here. Did again. Now you need to use the single combat. Now or never. Ooh. A Hush. So he lives by 1 HP. Okay. Very interesting. Well, you get rid of the Taric. And we even have a blocker for next round, which is really funny. Ooh. But the problem is that I can navigate Intellector into Vengeance. Like I could Vengeance my own Sand Soldier. Pass. Okay, that's I think the point where we Ruination. Get rid of the lifesteal unit. Oh. But he has another one. Very unfortunate. Like this sucks. pretty much. We need a harrowing. That's not it. Fuck it.
The Emperor's favor upon you.
Fuck. This is intense.
Yours.
Jesus. If I just had something to sacrifice with my bloody caretaker. Okay.
My heart and sword for Demacia.
There. Ugly. Very ugly. Yeah, that's the moment where what I said, like maybe I pulled off the ruination a bit too early, but this board was already a problem. So what we would need here is a HECARIM or a harrowing, but both of them are not what we are seeing here.
Who blesses you?
I have to block like this, because if he has a sharp side, he will kill me. Definitely want to remove this. So I have to block him, unfortunately. But I even can remove him afterwards with Withering Whale. So if he answers with a Bastion here, we can then answer with a Withering Whale. It's probably also considered strike, no? Passing.
Break their spirits.
I think I'll go for it now. This is just too much value, removing him. Yep.
Will prevail.
Perfect. Question is what are the 3 cards he has left in his hand? Okay, that's a very good thing. Ah, okay. Well played, my friend. Well played.
You are hot.
As I somehow knew that one of this was rally, so he is on. We are on 0 exactly. Yeah, like I said, we will have a lot of losses with that, but you get the idea of the deck, and you also saw that it was very close. And if we drew into the right pieces, we could have beaten that target deck there. So let's actually try to win here. Was getting hot in here. Face easy Draven. Because I lost another round against Discard Aggro and I didn't want to show another boring matchup. So instead we go with this and hopefully we have a better time now. Stalking Shadows is very good. Also the Emperor's Dice and the Ancient Preparations. We have a lot of ways to find our sharks, which are perfect in this matchup. That's no shark. Yeah, one Dunekeeper. But let's see bot. If not, I'm dropping the Emperor's Dice. Okay, I think I'm dropping it anyways. Do I? Yeah, I'm dropping it. Like that we can Soul Shepherd into Dunekeeper next round. Take the 3 damage, that's not too big of a deal. But having this out early is very crucial, as we will work for our level up on HECARIM. And now we do this. Probably a Thermo Beam, or get excited. But either way, it's a big investment for him. Yep. I want to take without that. We have better use for the Sand Soldier later on the line. Trade with that spider. Getting 2 damage in. Also very important to know against this deck, every damage that he has is way closer, or a step closer to his death. Yeah, this is what we saved the Dunekeeper for. To get an easy block here. If he doesn't attack, I will Stalking Shadows. If he attacks, I will Glimpse Beyond into block the Draven with the Ephemeral, so he doesn't create another X.
Axes coming right up.
Nope, they don't. We draw into more things, potentially our shark. It's no shark. I'm a sad man. A very sad man. Shark! Yes! There we go! This is the shit I want to see. You get some blockers in there. I could even Azir. Yeah. Second Shark is just too good. He will probably block with the House Spider, the Sand Soldier. So we get Withering Whale. That's fine. Don't really mind him removing that. Who could be really dumb and... Okay. No, he's not. Just blocks that. So we will face some damage next round.
I am superior life form. Safety disengaged.
Yep. As we will try to find some more things. Ooh, Soul Shepherd. Even the Sandcrafter is nice. I think I want to go with the Soul Shepherd. And we do this.
Men die, but Shurima
Shurima
lives
is
forever.
forever. Thermal Beam. No Culling Strike.
Does death follow me? Or
But that's no
peace?
problem. The problem over this deck, they have all the answers. But he's down to 2 cards, so
System upgrade.
I think from now on it's our turn to shine. Champion? Oh yeah, Azir. I could bring back an Azir here. That's pretty neat. But is it better than Soul Shepherd into Neverglade Collector? I don't think so. The journey ahead is long. Like, he needs another 4 damage removal for her. And it's really feels really bad to remove a thermal unit with 4 HP. Tries to find something here. Yeah, we could be vulnerable if I drop down this here. Because if he Culling Strikes my Neverglade Collector, I'm fucked on an open attack next round. But I got no choice but to go for it. Ready for a battle. Okay, that's no problem. So we get to pull off the attack. And we hope for the best, that he doesn't remove our collector. So we get back nice and healthy. Every block on these 3 will mean an exchange for him. Okay, looking very good. Could see a Captain Farron next round. Yeah, double Maxi Guillotine. Not very helpful.
Make this a night to remember.
Ooh. Now that's a problem. I want to pass for now and make him use his Guile. And then we answer with that. And hope he doesn't have another 2 stuns. Because if so, we could be in trouble. Okay, Flock. That's unlucky, but not too bad. So he has 1 card left, basically. Still 1 card left.
Business time.
We'll block like this. Prevent the most damage. We look okay. I could open attack here. But GG. That's the glory of this deck, and this is what I want to show. Yeah, easy Draven.
Got an axe with your name on it.
Cute. That's very cute. Wanna break his heart. And we even killed the Raven off.
Look upon our work. Look what we have built.
That was a good, very nice matchup. That's exactly what I want to show. But we still have to show off the HECARIM and even the Harrowing. Those are the two cards we haven't shown yet in the video, so let's try and actually do that. Again, one of those thick-ass matchups. And only one of the creators of that. I will shuffle that back. The Blighted Caretaker could be nice as we attack on odds. Relative Negation isn't too important right now, I think. So I think Blighted Caretaker is debatable always. I'll take him. I will take him. Could see an open attack. If not, we will develop the Soul Shepherd. If he open attacks, we Emperor's Dice. Okay, decides to do nothing. Yeah, so I will take the risk of taking damage. Yep. Thought so. Was just bluffing. Let's search and find some good cards here. Yes, baby. Exactly that. Now the question is, do I play it now? I think I want to pass for now because he has a big mana advantage over me. Okay. But I think I still want to go for it. Because this encourages him maybe to open attack next round. But I don't think he will. He probably will develop Tarek into whatever buff he has. But we could dream, right? Because if he open attacks, I can just Soul Shepherd. And then next round we can Shark Chariot into Blighted Caretaker. Then Nuts play. There's the predicted Tarek. We pass here. Take the damage. Or he doesn't... Or he wastes his complete attack. I'm very happy to see that. As we Shark Chariot into this. And now we potentially get to remove 2 of his units. Plus all of the sharks. And we yet again see the glory of this deck. And the funniest thing of all of that is that we level the HECARIM right away on turn 5. If he doesn't remove something of that. Of course. Whoa! That's a heavy investment. Double single combat wasted. Okay. I'm fine with that. This is big Withering Whale incoming. The nuts for me would him to develop. So I even get to... Like, normally he would give some of them tough with his keyword here upon attack. If he develops, I get big value here for Withering Whale. Come on, develop. You know you want to. Do it. You were meant to develop, dude. Oh, he even has that. Yeah, then you know what? You know what? Fuck your crew. Fuck you and your crew. We got to 5, but we have Withering Whale. And we have that. So what we do now is we Soul Shepherd. Hope he doesn't develop anything big. Very good. And then we never get Collector. So he even does have another Concerted Strike or Single Combat. He doesn't kill us off. And we get a big hit off. Plus get a lot of health back. Level both of our champions. HECARIM isn't quite there yet. 2 left. Oh, so we did have that. Interesting. But dude, you're completely out of gas now. like 1 card left and a 2 HP Taric. But we could be in trouble. If I'm denying this, I don't have a blocker. Is that a bad thing to have? Pass. If he has a buff on that, I can heal myself with Withering Wail. So I'm in a safe position. I could have developed the Ancient Preparations though. Okay. So the only thing he could have left is either Sharp Sight or I think Single Combat. He used all 3 of them, right? Yeah. So no more threat of Single Combat, which means I'm safe to do this. Oh, if he has a Challenger though, like Laurent, oh, this is tough. I'm playing this. I have to play around Laurent. Ooh. We take the Vengeance, definitely.
Look sharp.
I don't think he has a 3 buff. Nope. He does not. Can even develop this now. But he normally doesn't run the rally for 3 mana. He has the 4 mana rally. So, so it was a goat. But it could even have been the other dude, right? So, it was the right line of ref play. Really intense matches, dude. Bam! The glory of the Sharks. So technically in this video we went 2 and 2. 2 losses, 2 wins. I don't want to drag this out too much. And I couldn't show my HECARIM, unfortunately. Like I have it as a 2-off and I drew him in 1 game only. It was a bit weird. But yeah, you saw the main idea of this deck and I still love the Chariot and you have seen the power in the run attack where I was just attacking with AZIR and have almost a full board just attacking with him. That's the glory of this deck and this is what makes it really strong. Plus a deny that nobody is expecting. So yeah, try it out yourselves. I had a very good win rate with that, although we went with 2 losses at the beginning. And tell me how you did and how you liked it. Also consider helping me out with like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that shit. And yeah, I will start talking and I will see you, I think in 2 days from now. So long, stay legendary. Vlad out.